Welcome to some Notes on Style. I'm your host, Joseph. This week's episode, we're going to be taking a look at espadrilles. Around this time of each year, when the weather starts to become so warm that your feet need a little summertime relief, we're faced with very few footwear options that can really help keep your dogs cool. I always find that footwear, especially in extremely warm climates, is kind of like heavier sweaters in the fall and winter. You can kind of gradiate into the season based on your surrounding temperature. So while I personally very much enjoy free-flowing sandals at the height of summer, I realize they can be kind of a controversial choice for some, especially those of you in more urban environments. If you're still looking for a closed-toed shoe that has all the simplicity, comfort, and ease of a sandal, but is just slightly more versatile and more socially acceptable, here comes the espadrille. An espadrille's history dates back, their simplest forms, as a jute-soled shoe as far back as 9,500 years ago, and to their more traditional Basque and Catalonian forms which we know today, which were first referenced in the early 14th century. Espadrilles are essentially a jute-woven soled shoe with a canvas upper in two pieces, which is sewn down by hand with a blanket stitch around the outside. Technically, the sole is not actually jute, but a type of Mediterranean grass, which is braided. These shoes were worn in an area around southern France and northern Spain and have quite a political history because of the various competing regional nationalist Spanish political parties. But for the most part, they are very much associated in Europe as being a summertime beach shoe, which can be acquired quite inexpensively at Spanish beach vacation shops, or is somewhat of a throwaway shoe because you go barefoot in them that can be worn throughout the summer months and tossed away in the fall. Of course, with them being made entirely out of natural materials, this shoe would be completely biodegradable. So in their purest original form, the life cycle of these shoes is actually incredibly environmentally friendly. The global attention of the shoe first came to light internationally in the 1970s when noted French couturier Yves Saint Laurent partnered with Spanish shoemaker Castañer to design women's wedge espadrilles for the Paris high fashion crowd. But because of their associations of a beach vacation shoe or summertime slipper inherent in their appearance, they can always be worn with ease and a nod to a leisurely Mediterranean lifestyle. Personally, I find the time of year which I can break out my espadrilles to be the summertime equivalent of when I can break out my tweed in the fall. It's an annual ritual that emphasizes the seasonal change in the weather. I'd never really seen espadrilles very much prior to my time designing for Ralph Lauren, because in the collections of Ralph Lauren, espadrilles became nearly standard issue for each spring collection. Whenever we would go to work on showroom presentations or runway shows, we would pull out bins stacked high with every type of espadrille imaginable. Ralph loved to present espadrilles with shorts, with chinos, with jeans, with double-breasted suits and ties. There was seemingly no wrong answer on how to wear them. And what they brought to each look was an instant spring and summer connotation of a breezy vacation. So when I first got my hands on a pair myself, I realized very quickly that they were some of the most comfortable shoes I had ever put on my feet. As long as you don't mind having a very minimally constructed shoe, something like a flip-flop, they're really quite similar to walking around barefoot. The roped sole has a natural breathability, something that no rubber-soled shoes could ever achieve. And although sometimes I do like to wear them soft suede or leather upper, I have to admit a thin cotton canvas, sturdy in construction but light in the weave, has the best cooling effect on a hot summer day for the old toesers. They typically pair well with a linen or draped trouser, but they can also look nice with a pair of loose-fitting denim jeans. A lot of times shorts can be very tricky when figuring out what footwear to pair them with. Sneakers or loafers sometimes can be too chunky, but espadrilles maintain a lightness so that they do not weigh down an easy shorts kind of look. Hell, sometimes you can even wear them with swim trunks down by the pool and they look perfectly at home. And because they are a summertime shoe and they're made of canvas, which is relatively durable for cleaning and bleaching, a white pair is probably the most iconic simplified version. Second most classic would be a navy or black pair because the darkness can elevate their formality and versatility. If you wear a lot of earth tones, espadrilles in various woven materials or suede or leather can also double as a summertime loafer so that they can be paired with chinos or slacks or light jacket for a dressier approach. But ultimately, because they are a vacation shoe, espadrilles are also a perfect canvas for a jaunty nautical stripe, usually with a white ground, navy or candy-colored stripes. Sometimes a bold tropical print or some sort of vacation print, something like you'd see on a pair of swim trunks because, hey, you're on vacation, throw in a bit of fun novelty in your outfits. They're an inexpensive, disposable pair of shoes, kind of like cheap sunglasses at the beach. Although I didn't quite know what they were, I do have fond memories of espadrilles and suiting from my childhood when Giorgio Armani would dress Tubbs and Crockett from the stylish 80s police drama Miami Vice. It was mostly Don Johnson's Sonny Crockett who would wear them religiously with easy trousers and a t-shirt under a jacket. But they never seemed to slow him down chasing some drug kingpin on a Miami boardwalk. But even if you're not in a beach town or a tropical locale, espadrilles' versatility can certainly evoke that kind of vacation mentality. They can be worn in a lot of different ways and look their best when they're not even considered at all. They really are the kind of shoe that has such an ease that they're some of the most versatile footwear you can own. And the beauty of their inexpensive origins is that they really are some of the most authentically affordable shoes you can buy. Because of their ritzy European vacation kind of vibe, every top luxury fashion brand you can name offers their own variation. Everyone from Hermes to Tom Ford to Loro Piana gets in on the action, with prices topping over $1,000. And at the mid-tier designer range, of course, Ralph Lauren offers various pricing, anywhere from $100 for Polo up to $300 for Purple Label and Double RL. Drake's of London offers an authentically made Spanish cotton herringbone espadrille for $115. Brunello Cuchinelli sells his for $1,195. I have not seen these in person, however, in looking at the images online, I believe they are making a fake espadrille. This is something that's not exclusive to Brunello Cuchinelli by any means. In fact, I've seen many brands do this high and low, but you need to really watch out for this because this is a nasty trick. Instead of making the entire sole with braided jute, they take a rubberized, padded, standard shoe sole and wrap the edges in a thin layer of braided trim. This is purely a decorative detail and not in any way incorporating the best attributes of the natural, breathable jute. Then many times they sandwich the sole between an insole and a rubber bottom, giving durability, yes, but locking in the complete lack of aeration through the jute. A real pair of authentic espadrilles keeps the jute sole visible inside and out, like you see here. And of course, on the other end of the spectrum, fast fashion brands love selling espadrilles to complete a summertime look, pairing them with simple basics because they're cheap and summery. Zara and Mango do a pretty good job at offering variations on the theme with different materials and colors you might not find anywhere else at a reasonable price. And with Zara and Mango being Spanish brands, I found their espadrilles, although not 100% authentic, usually come pretty close and their quality level is decent. And of course, H&M and ASOS always bring in some of the cheapest offerings, but also have some of the worst construction. Be very careful with these. These guys have eliminated the jute sole entirely and replaced them with a paper-thin layer of rubber. These often feel like you're walking around on wet cardboard. They can be good if you're on your way to the beach and have absolutely no time to pick up another pair of shoes, but the quality really is terrible. They're not breathable, and at that point you might as well just buy some cheap flip-flops, because the thing is, the price of H&M's espadrilles usually run around 20 bucks. But if you do your homework, you can actually buy real deal Spanish-made authentic espadrilles for not much more than that. On the entry-level authentic side is brand Diego's, who sell very well-made authentic Spanish espadrilles and offer free shipping for 38 bucks. They even sell DIY kits allowing you to make your own if you're so inclined. Then the next step up is not a Spanish-owned brand, although the shoes are made in Spain, and that is Saludos. I have a few pairs of these myself. The construction is good. The material is quality, and they range in price between 50 and 100 bucks. They frequently go on sale. As a matter of fact, you can now buy 2 pairs for $100. And the next step up is the world famous, original, authentic Spanish espadrille maker Castañer. These guys present a luxurious take on the traditional style. The quality is unmatched, the construction is great, and the materials are very nice. They run between $100 and $200, and they're definitely worth the investment. Sometimes at the end of the season you can find them on sale on Essence or Mr. Porter at a pretty reasonable price. I'm not 100% sure, but I can't help but feel like they must also do contract work for a lot of the luxury brands, because I often notice a lot of the same construction and details out and around, especially Tom Ford's. Another famous European espadrille maker is Manebi. Excuse my pronunciation, I'm not 100% sure on that. They also have a very unique materials and weaves that come in closer to around $200. So ultimately, obviously, the price range is quite broad spectrum. And although I have not bought any Tom Fords or Hermes espadrilles, I can say that on the low to mid end of the spectrum, a decent quality can be had for a fair price. And considering these shoes were made originally as vacation throwaways, the quality that you buy these days is by no means a throwaway itself. These shoes can last for years if well cared for, so no need to skimp on the price. And finally, today let's take a look at some examples of how to style espadrilles for different occasions and a range of different sensibilities. First up, we've got a kind of a gardener-inspired look with a pair of washed, relaxed Levi's 501s, a Zara oilcloth style cropped jacket with the top button done up. This jacket is a recent purchase I'm really enjoying. I love the weight and color. A white Goodfellow t-shirt from Target, a pair of vintage-style automotive cheap sunglasses from Amazon, and a straw hat, also from Target's women's section. These espadrilles are the Saludo's basic canvas style. They're really incredibly comfortable, like wearing a sock or basically going barefoot. These are some of my favorite pairs because they're so versatile and soften right up with every wear. This kind of look is a nice urban interpretation of how to wear some espadrilles casually without too much of a vacation vibe, minus the straw hat. Look is just simple and cool. Next up, something that can easily be worn to a Sunday brunch in town, or can just as easily be packed up for a little weekend getaway. I've got some straight fit H&M cotton chinos, a Zara crocheted camp shirt, an H&M ball cap, some Ralph Lauren Purple Label sunglasses, and a soft suede Castanier pair of espadrilles on feet. These drills are probably my most worn out of my entire collection. They just seem to go with everything you pair them with. The suede has been broken in nicely to be buttery soft, not to mention the quality of these things is impeccable. This kind of look seems pretty versatile for being in town on the weekend, grabbing some coffee or going to brunch with friends, or could easily head out to a resort setting without needing to change too much. These espadrilles are so simple that they really look like a casual loafer at first glance. Now for a more nautical style outfit, these espadrilles are from H&M. For as much as I complain about how crappy they are fun to wear sometimes. The cheapness of their construction actually makes them feel like I'm going barefoot. Kind of feels like a cheap pair of flip-flops. I've got them paired with some Zara textured cotton joggers, a St. James Breton shirt, and an LBM 1911 cashmere and wool unconstructed navy blazer, accessorized with a pair of Ray-Ban Mega Wayfarers. This kind of look can be worn to a yacht party or a vacation lunch at an outdoor beach cafe. It's a little dressier, but sure is comfy. Next to a slight variation on the same idea, maybe a little better for a night out or hanging out in town, I've got the same base foundation of a nautical stripe and joggers, this time wearing a pair of Saludo's espadrilles in the navy suede Dali model, which I'm not sure is still available or not. Again, quality is impeccable. It's a little dressier with the upper shaped more like an evening slipper around the vamp. Comfort is king here. I've thrown on a Uniqlo denim jacket and a Walmart bandana for a little kick of color. Now for a more minimal look, I've got some layered earth tones for a slightly dressier, more contemporary kind of spring outfit. A brown linen H&M t-shirt, some white cotton linen mango chinos, a Japanese knit shirt jacket from Gardenair, a dark brown suede baseball cap, and some mango brown suede espadrilles. These espadrilles are kind of cut like a pair of Vans on the upper. This kind of outfit keeps the espadrilles looking a little more modern and sophisticated with the dark ball cap. Kind of feel like I'm given a Kendall Roy kind of vibe with the stealth wealth look, so maybe the cap's a bit much for the chill vibe, and it's better just to go without. The linen t-shirt and pants keeps the look nice and airy. With dark suede espadrilles, it keeps it feeling grounded and a little more polished. Now a bit of a brighter, preppy note. We are on vacation after all. In this case, I've got the striped H&M espadrilles again because they're adding a little zing with the bright primary colors up top. I've got some Calvin Klein white shorts as a neutral, a Ralph Lauren silk cable knit sweater in bright green, and my vintage cola cap to match. Maybe a little too matchy-matchy. An old Abercrombie & Fitch denim shirt accessorized with a knit bandana from Duluth Trading Company, and some round purple label mother of pearl sunglasses. This kind of look helps to dress up the shorts a bit. Before working for Ralph Lauren, I always thought shorts and a sweater seemed kind of confusing. But after living on the East Coast for a while, this seemingly odd pairing actually makes a lot of sense with a more moderate climate. Also, the fact that this is a silk knit, or could easily be replaced with a cotton knit, even though this is technically a sweater, because of the fabric, it's actually quite breathable in the spring and summer. And then just to crank up the Ralph Lauren-ness of the whole thing, another ridiculous pairing which we frequently made was to top off the shorts and sweater with a blazer. Again, this might be a bit silly, but there actually are times where you might be going to a semi-formal outdoor event or a nice restaurant, and throwing on the blazer helps to kind of frame out an otherwise too casual outfit into something a bit more formal. If you go out to a sit-down kind of joint, you're all business, but the other restaurant patrons might never know just how comfy and cool your gams are below the table. And finally, I lost the blazer and sweater and just stuck with my old washed comfy denim shirt and kept the shorts on, switched out the cheapo H&M Espadrilles for a more luxe slipper style navy saludos, and I've got a great outfit for lounging around the house, reading the paper, hanging out in the backyard, catching some sun. Oh, those summer times ahead. So that's it this week, guys. Hope you all enjoyed taking a look at how comfy these espadrilles really are. They're such a great and inexpensive way to enjoy the spring and summer and keep your outfits nice and easy. If y'all have any questions or anything you'd like to add, please feel free to leave comments down below. If you're enjoying the video, give me a thumbs up. If you're enjoying the channel, please do subscribe. Once again, the channel is Some Notes on Style. I'm your host, Joseph. Thanks for watching, guys. See you next time.